Here and now, we will put an end to this goddamn war! Glory to mankind!
Glory to mankind!
I'm really sorry. I like your bullet fingers though. A2 just can't help herself, can she?
A2.
2B told me. She told me she wanted you to become a good person.
You... Don't you dare talk to me about 2B!
And Nines had a really bad time of trying to kill A2 and falling through the floor. Although, like, don't talk to me about A2B, even though A2 basically is 2B at this point. Like, all her memories are in the sword, so she pretty much knows everything that 2B did. So she essentially is 2B and A2 combined, like... Which is a kind of fucked up thing, because if he does kill A2, he's actually killing 2B as well. Oh god, I completely fucking forgot. So, do you remember the fucking bucket guy from the beginning of 9S? Well, he has like a little cult now. I guess he managed to get his brother back up, that's who August is. Augusta? I don't know how to pronounce that. We call him August. Yeah, the Bucket Boys are back. The secret fourth playable character. Did I even hurt them? Sorry, man. Can you guys go like 10 minutes without forming some kind of creepy cult? That was one hell of a swing. I like how she turns up just to tell Nines to be a good person. That's what she wanted. He goes like, fuck you! Just fucking attacks her and then immediately gets fucking wrecked again. I like how A2 was just gonna walk off as well. Like, she doesn't even give a shit. Sparkle is not an interface instead of conversational use. So by not an interface, they literally mean the loading screen. Knowledge, however, this pod has confidential transmission pod 153. Understood. Begin transmission. An error has been detected in the transmission network between pod 042 and 153. Hypothesis. Said error is fragmented data caused by deterioration of the transmission environment. It may be so. However, it may also not be so. Message unclear. Clarification requested. After repeated information exchanges between multiple pods, an unexpected phenomenon has occurred. We pods have developed unusually protective feelings towards support targets 2B, A2, and 9S. Could this be a will? Unknown. The definition of will is unclear. Will is the question of whether pods are capable of their own self-determination. Even if it were possible, such actions cannot be abided. Successful mission fulfillment is all that matters. Whatever the case, we tactical support units have a duty to see this through to the end. Duty? Heh, you sounded like an android just there. Agreed, but just as androids are influenced by humans, so are we tied to our creators. Perhaps. Pod 153. Do not die. The concept of death has no meaning to tactical support units. However, your expression of concern is appreciated. We also hope that you do not die, Pod 042. Yeah.
Physical check complete. Memory check
How the
complete.
fuck did you get out of here?
Maintenance mode complete. Yorha Unit 9S. Activate. Good morning, 9S.
Am I...
Analysis. The enemy structural unit collapsed during battle. Unit 9S suffered damage from the fall and was placed in emergency suspend mode. Fall location was deemed too dangerous, thus said unit was transported to current location. All system checks and reactivation complete.
Operator.
Operator model 210 is deceased. Black box signal not found.
Oh.
How much more
Situation
wrong
report.
can 9S's day
Tower
go?
access authentication key acquired.
Sweet. Win, boys.
The required number of authentication keys have been acquired. The tower is now open for investigation.
So I think it's implied that, like the pod carried him out, but I like to think A2 went back in and just, like, dragged his bitch ass out. Then again, she probably wouldn't care that much, like... She barely gives him a second glance every time he, like, fails to fight her. And him falling through the floor is, like, such an obvious fucking plot convenience thing, but I love it because A2 would probably just wreck his shit. Like, yeah, he's got the hacking and that, but, like... A2's killed tons of Type Es. I'm sure some of them probably had hacking abilities as well. Like, she's been on the run for fucking years. She's probably, like, more adept at killing people than even bloodlusty 9S over here is. Alright. So it wasn't fucking apparent enough this is the final area of the game, like, I don't know how you could actually step up with this bullshit, like... So we're like real close right now. I have a key, you bitch!
We apologize for the inconvenience, but locks on each sub-unit must be deactivated before accessing the main tower.
Alright.
Have a great day. Tower sub-unit access granted.
I thought even with the key it was gonna make me hack it.
Tower
Boom.
sub-unit access granted.
Is that 9S's hand? Like the big robot from earlier. Nah, it's probably just there, isn't it? Looks about the same place he picked up 2B.
Tower sub-unit access granted.
Is that it? Oh, I don't fucking know. Who cares?
Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower System Services.
What do you want from me? Oh, well. I guess you do want me to hack it then. What's the point of giving me a key if you had to break it anyway? That's so stupid. It's like the door at work is like, we've got a little fob thing to get in, and like, you beep it on the door, and it beeps, and the door opens like about half a centimeter, and then locks again. And you're like, oh yeah, fucking thanks, mate. I feel like if the door doesn't open after 3 times, I should legally be allowed to go home.
Deactivated before accessing the main tower. Have a great day.
We had it before, it's like there's a button on the inside as well that's supposed to unlock the door, and like, we keep mashing it, it keeps getting stuck because the door's got like a fucking magnetic lock on it. And like, I came out there because someone was complaining that it wasn't unlocking, and like, I just mashed the button and I just like put my entire fucking body weight on the door, and there was just this huge like clunk sound, and I just forced it open more or less. And like, I was really worried that I'd broken the door. But I feel like that's basically what I'm doing here is like, use the fucking key and the lock's stuck anyways, and I'm just like, okay, fuck it then. All the key does is let you hack it. How bullshit is that? Are we in yet?
Congratulations! You've unlocked all of the sub. Hello, and thank you for choosing
I'm just excited because I can't one of my favourite parts of the game.
We apologize for the inconvenience.
Alert. Enemy caution level rising. Cause is most likely concerned.
It's fine, don't worry about that.
Gaining access to tower.
Do you guys mind?
Out of my way!
I have the power of time manipulation on my side. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Don't spin that shit at me. Don't scream for me, bitch.
Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Alert.
I mean, they will eventually. You could just kill them all.
Allies?
Yeah!
You?
9S, we've been expecting you. The two of us will take things from here.
So that's just like a nod to the first game, because that's pretty much what they do in the first one, where they just come out and stand like that.
Devola? Popola? What are you doing here?
Remember your promise?
Now we get the best fucking soundtrack in the game.
Come on, 9S. Hack in while you can.
None of this makes any sense!
We'll explain everything once we're inside.
So this is like an updated battle version of their original theme, and it's fucking
Focus,
awesome.
9S. You just focus on hacking.
I lost my shit the first time I played this. It goes into 8-bit while you're hacking as well, like slowly transitions. It's fucking amazing. I don't know why, but like, there's something inside me that just gets really excited when like the villains of the last game help you out in the second game. There's just something fucking awesome about that. And it's so much better than the Worf effect, where like the Worf effect is Worf from Star Trek, and like he always gets fucking, they're always going about how tough he is, just so he can get bodied by the villains of that episode. To show how strong they are, but like Worf never actually does anything, so he's always getting bodied, so it's like... But like when you actually have villains that you fought against help you, you know how powerful they are, so it raises the stakes even more, because you know how much trouble you had.
Unit 9S could permit its self-consciousness data to lose control. The resulting energy surge has an acceptable probability of temporarily paralyzing the barrier.
That's almost as bad as not going in at all!
I love it's not 100% is an acceptable probability, we shouldn't mention what the probability rate is.
What happened?
It's the
I'm too shit!
Popola!
No, don't! You can't do anything! The wall's got a self-closing
Enough!
algorithm!
Devola and I, we have to atone for our sins no matter what!
But if you do that, your circuits will...
Devola! Right.
Devola!
I hope you don't regret this.
Oh, I'm sure everything will be just fine. It's like, they're not even combat androids, like... Well, obviously they're not like the original Devola and Popola from the first game, but like, even so, like, they're fucking like medic bots or whatever. And yet, like, they can still hold off an entire swarm of robots. Yeah, fuck it, open it now. What even is this exactly? Dusty wind kisses my cheeks. Buried in the sand, we press forward one step at a time with nowhere else to go. Oh! I think I remember what this is. Because our models, the Devola and Popola models, are defective. Record. Transitions in the project's initial phase. When first we woke, there were still people. They had flesh, egos, emotions, souls, and they issued a single order. Function as observers of Project Gestalt. So yeah, they are like the initial androids. Like, they were the first androids ever created by humans. And were still there before everything went to shit. So, like, they're really fucking old. They're like 11,000 years old or whatever. Looking pretty good for their age, not gonna say. This is the sole mission of the twin Devola and Popola models. It's the only reason we exist at all. We were the latest model, though many companions shared our appearance. There was a sparkle in all our eyes. Yeah, like their line. They're not necessarily the first, but they're all made around the same time, basically. There was a sparkle in all our eyes, a sense of pride having been entrusted with humanity's future. And yes, there was anxiety as well. But we existed as a pair. We shared destiny's burden as a pair. Because of that, all hesitation was swept away. Each pair was given their own cities as observation areas. We were ordered to guide the replicants with our own hands, all for the sake of the promised time that would one day arrive. We were the only ones who could handle such a duty. We were observers, after all. Ah, watch out. Devola staggers and falls into the soft yet unforgiving sand. I hurry to her side and sigh with relief when I find she's not seriously hurt. You alright? Sorry, sis. Guess I spaced out there for a bit. She smiles, the wry smile I know so well, as she rubs her rubs absently at her leg. He's wrapped in a white bandage. Your bandage is coming undone. Here, let me change it. It's alright, Popola. Come on. We have to go before we lose the light. We won't be going anywhere if the sand gets into that thing. Now quit whining and hold still, I'll be quick. Devola grunts and turns away. I take it as consent. Soon we are resting in the shade of a nearby rock as I pull the bandage free. Artificial skin, torn and bloodied, peeks out from beneath the bandage. Judging by Devola's current lack of ambulatory control, I imagine the circuitry underneath has been damaged as well. Taking a deep breath, I actually give the truth. As expected, wiring in the nerve circuitry has been damaged. Replacing it will require new connectors as well as some tools. Am I gonna sneeze or not? God, I hate this shit. Right. None of which is easy to find in a desert. Sorry about this, sis, mutters Devola. That wry smile again. Kills me every time. Don't you dare apologise, he responds. You've done nothing wrong. I can't really change the bandage. Trying not to let my worry show. I'll make it as tight as possible so no sand can slip inside. It's all I can do until I get the proper materials. But that's going to be a tall order considering our current condition. I'm sorry, sister. Okay, now you're apologising. We both apologise while insisting the other's apology isn't necessary. It's kind of funny in a way, such a trivial exchange under the circumstances. We laugh together, the sound echoing out across the desert before being stolen by the cool evening wind. Report regarding the increase in relapses. There has to be some way to prevent relapses. Devola's sharp voice echoes through our private quarters. You must be quiet, sister. The replicants will hear. They won't understand him if they did. So I think this is during the original Nier, because replicants are like the bodies without the souls. That might be true, but regardless. Nor did my hesitation. Devola crosses her legs and scowls. The black scroll took another victim, she says. That's 3 this month. It's spreading way too fast. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm tired of hearing you say that. Her shout makes me jump just a little, but enough for her to notice. Seeing that, her eyes suddenly open wide. I'm sorry, sis. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. It's okay, I understand. It's all going wrong. You can feel it too, right? When I was first assigned to Project Gestalt, I was over the moon with pride. But now, my chest hurts just to think about it. If it were to fail. Before we knew it, the replicants had gained a sense of self, and the black scroll started raging out of control. It moved fast. So fast. Like a wind. Popola and I would go to the observation room and act like it was all okay. We talked to the replicants as if we didn't have a care in the world, but at night we just hold each other and share the horror of it all. I'm glad you were with me, murmurs Popola. I couldn't have handled being an observer all alone. We were able to endure it because we had each other, I reply softly. Did the humans see this coming? Is that why they made a twin model? Were they really so clever? Were they really so cruel? I couldn't have done this by myself. I would have descended into madness. I simply couldn't bear such a burden all alone. When I get the chance, I'm going to try contacting another city, she says. Maybe these abnormalities are a localized phenomenon. I pray that's the case, I reply. Even if we're of no use ourselves, things will still work out if the other observers can pull through. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. So that's the thing, is like, they're programmed to be observers, so like, they're just like, what the fuck do we do now? It's like all they can do is observe it, supposedly, but it wasn't okay. Nothing was okay. All thanks to a pair of Devola and Popola models from another town. So I assume that's referring to the actual Devola and Popola that were with Papa Nier's group. The wind rubs my cheeks and sun grazes my skin. It's growing cold out here. We walk with renewed purpose, hoping to make up for lost time. Devola loses her balance every now and then. It gets bad after a while. I slip myself under her arm so she won't fall again, and we press on. Is your leg alright? Well, I doubt we won't be dancing anytime soon, but yeah, it's fine. She smiles as she says this, but I can tell she doesn't have much left. And yet, she continues to smile, also I don't worry. I remember when our resistance allies injured her leg. I was furious, beyond fury, wanting to scream and cry and lose myself in it, but then she smiled and all that rage just drifted away. I think we have the same face, yet such different smiles. One day, I realised how she reminded me of the martyrs I'd seen in the old records. That was the day we decided to leave our town forever. Record of Project Gestalt end. At Wallop's observers' end of the day, Project Gestalt collapsed, all due to the actions of Devola and Popola models from another town. The original Gestalt lost. Humanity was doomed to inevitable extinction. So yeah, the basic deal is the Shadow Lords you were fighting the whole time was the original Gestalt, who was like Nier's Gestalt, and I can't remember why he was like significant for some reason. But basically they needed him, and like rather than just being the Watchers they were talking about here, like these ones just huddled up and cried and were like, what the fuck do we do? But the other Devola and Popola for the first game like took it upon themselves to sort of like keep the secret and try and let the Shadow Lord win. Knowing this, we gathered what remaining replicant data we could find and launched it into the surface of the moon. And though success was unlikely as finding a lost sand of grain in the desert, we still had to attempt it. We still had to try. We were androids, you see, protecting humanity was our instinct. So that's what humanity on the moon really is. It's the data from the replicants. It's not even like the actual humans, which were the Gestalts. It's like their fucking shells that became sentient. And they launched their data to the moon. What else could they do? Other androids, beholden to that same instinct, began to direct their hate at the Devola and Popola models who snuffed out humanity. It started small, a few offhand remarks. So yeah, basically, the reason they blame them is because they were supposed to protect the Shadow Lord, I think. But they let the replicants kill him, so like, humanity basically died. A few offhand remarks, the occasional glance. But even the smallest things have weight, and with enough of them combined, that weight eventually becomes a boulder. Emotions boiled over, remarks became jeers, and soon enough, my sister and I were the perfect target for persecution. At first we simply accepted the fact that our friends turned on us. It was almost unavoidable, I suppose. We were observers for Project Gestalt after all. And while we didn't cause it to fail, the people who did, well they looked just like us, so we accepted it. We took the resentment and scorn we endured. As crazy as it sounds, I think we actually felt responsible. We moved from town to town in an effort to avoid persecution, but in one such town, my seemingly infinite patience finally broke. My sister, Devola, met with an unprovoked violence at the hands of a resistance member, said something in response to his taunts, something quiet. Though her words were ambiguous, he slashed her leg nearly in two. My vision narrowed, everything went red, and then she smiled at me. It's okay, sis, there's nothing we can do. But it was too late, my emotions were no longer in my control. I'm simply not strong enough to stand aside and let the most important person in the world come to harm. Devon and I left town that same day. Violence wouldn't stop. It's good it's gonna happen again. And it wouldn't be coming from just one person. So rather than let them kill us, we ran. I guess with the greatest resistance I could muster. We lose the sun as the dark clouds gather overhead. We continue our march. The cold wind blasts us, stealing what little body heat we have left. Smell rain in the air. Continue our march. Sometimes we hear animals howling in the distance. It makes us flinch every time, but we continue our march because this is even better than suffering at the hands of fellow androids. Why must we suffer this persecution? I know we're the same model as the androids who doomed humanity. I understand that part, at least a little anyway. But at the same time, we're not them. We're not the same. But we are who we are. And that Devola and Popola are who they were. That's how I felt when I saw Devola being hurt. I wanted to shout at everyone. I wanted to scream. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Devola. And for her, there's only me. No one can take the other's place. Rain falls from the sky. It stimulates our sensation nerves like cold needles. We need maintenance badly, but that's a pipe dream, I suppose. No android would dare help a pair of outcasts like us. You cold, Devola? I'm alright, as long as you're with me, sis. I feel the same. We press our bodies together and try to retain heat. It's cold now. Much worse than the searing heat of midday. But we just smile at each other and keep pressing on. There's another camp on the other side of the desert. A new camp. If we can just get there, I can finally fix Devola's leg. And yeah, I wonder if there's anywhere on this planet that will take us. Hey, what's wrong? It's nothing, don't worry about it. I do all I can to suppress the anxiety in my chest and keep walking. The rain goes worse, it lashes at us without pause. Is this our punishment? I reach out and, support, I'll just probably fucking fall over always. As long as we have bodies to support one another, as long as I have someone with whom to share my fate, then I'll press on, no matter what happens to me. Because I won't ever stop protecting her. I won't stop. No one stops. For that is the fate we twin androids have been assigned. So it's like, the original Devola and Popola didn't really do anything wrong. Like, they're actually trying to save humanity. They just got kind of, their model just got scapegoated as, like, because there wasn't really anyone responsible in that situation. It was just kind of fucked up. But the Devola and Popola unit's got all the blame, so. Failure to manage the area resulted in the collapse of the Gestalt system, which led to the decimation of the human race. Due to the discovery of instability, the twin system was removed from future android production designs. Following the incident, the Devola and Popola models were not dismantled. However, in order to prevent further unexpected behaviour, they underwent a memory wipe. Furthermore, they were reprogrammed to generate constant feelings of guilt. Okay, yeah, there it is. I can't remember if it was, like, actually in it or...
The era in which they were referred to as administrators.
I see.
Query. Why do the androids Devola and Popola seem to prefer death over surviving alone? There was a very high probability that at least one could have escaped.
I hope you never have to understand.
Affirmative. Query. Why does this tower possess an entrance at all? All material transport takes place via aerial vehicles. It is irrational for an infiltration route to be so easily accessible. Hypothesis. Entrance is a trap.
I don't care. I just have to kill them all.
You've been doing a pretty good job of that so far.
Corrupted Yorha units.
But yeah, like, I really like Devola and Popola aren't really important to this story, but I really like that they get, like, some depth added to them, because it really adds to the first game as well. Which I'm perfectly fine with, because the first game's also fucking great. Even if it does born on, like, fan servicey, I don't give a shit. Especially if I get to hear their theme again.
Visit the tower today. Don't forget about the special prize for the guest who unlocks the last subunit in the room just ahead. You're going to love it.
I'm gonna kill you.
This place is a lot like the copied city. I'll get a better look at it once I'm hacking this bitch. Bye. A lot of these look like upside down buildings or something. Like, it's very much the same kind of. I think it's definitely the same material at least as the copied city. I'm not quite sure what its relation to the copied city is. I don't know if like the copied city was like the beginnings of this or something, but.
Two B models? I'm glad I got to see you here. I truly am. I'll tear you apart. Every last one of you!
So, do you remember that fun factoid earlier we learned from Jackass, like, way the fuck back that, hate and love for androids are like more or less the same thing. Like they love killing. And I believe that also goes the other way. That love can manifest itself as hate, especially in someone who's like as fucking mentally destroyed as 9S is right now. Which is why I felt the need to do that, because I feel like that adds a lot more like needed context to this situation.
Don't worry, I'm going to kill you now!
Oh, I'm gonna hack. Just regular hacking. There's one hacking segment near the end of the game I've got to do, and it's really hard. But luckily for the power of editing, you won't have to sit through the hour it's probably going to take me to do that. Even 2B screams. It's fucking hilarious.
Alert.
Oh no, it's just so shit at this.